Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about the Jaguar X-Type valve cover gasket replacement. It's a follow-up to my recent thread repair video where I fixed a stripped bolt hole after repeated ignition coil removals due to oil leaking into the spark plug tube. Now it's time to fix the source of the leak, the valve cover gasket. Let's dive in. I won't be showing the intake manifold removal and installation in this video. There's already a dedicated video for that on my channel. You'll find the link here on the screen and in the description below. As you can see, the manifold is already off, and I'm moving on to remove the wiring that runs over the engine head. I've unplugged the coolant temperature sensor, the ignition coils, and the variable camshaft timing oil control solenoid. Now I'm starting to remove all the auxiliary components mounted on the valve cover. I removed 2 nuts securing the engine cover bracket and took the bracket off to clear access to the valve cover. Then I unscrewed the nut holding the engine to ECU harness and moved the harness out of the way. Then I removed the Bank 1 catalytic heat shield and unbolted the bracket that holds the rear end of the manifold in place. You'll notice the bracket nut was really stuck, so I had to unbolt it together with the valve cover stud. Later in this video, I'll show you exactly how I freed this bracket from the stud it was hanging on. Next, I unscrewed and took out the ignition coils. With the spark plug coils removed, I moved on to unscrewing the valve cover retaining studs. One thing to note, they don't come out right after unscrewing. These studs are designed to stay put and only come out when you lift the valve cover itself. I got a surprise when I reached the corner stud at the firewall end. It wasn't just holding the valve cover, it was also securing a harness for the camshaft position sensor. So I had to remove that harness first before I could unscrew the stud itself. Here you can see me removing the harness. The red camshaft sensor connector is already unplugged. It's nearly impossible to film that part because of the tight space. Then I removed the two central bolts securing the valve cover located just next to the ignition coils. After removing the bolts, I moved the coolant hose aside and secured it with the ignition coil harness to keep it out of the way. Then I carefully pried the valve cover loose using a flat screwdriver. Once the valve cover was off, I had to deal with the gasket. It had been glued in place with sealant, so I carefully used a utility knife to loosen it bit by bit. Ideally, I'd replace it, but this was an urgent repair, and I didn't have time to get a new gasket, so I planned to reuse the old one. I gently removed both gaskets, the inner one around the spark plug tubes and the outer valve cover gasket. Then I started cleaning the gasket mounting surfaces carefully, since I'd be reusing the old gasket. I did the cleaning gently using the backside of a utility knife blade to avoid damaging the aluminum surfaces. And here you can see the results. Clean gasket surfaces and the spark plug tubes, still showing traces of the oil that had been leaking in. Of course, I cleaned out all the remaining oil completely after filming this part. Now we're back to the manifold retaining bracket that was stuck on the stud. While holding the bracket nut with the vice grips, I used a 10mm wrench to finally break the stud loose. I've also restored the thread for the bolt that secures the ignition coil. There's a full video on how I did it. Check the link on screen or in the description below. Next, I washed the old gaskets with gasoline. Honestly, I would have skipped this whole step if I'd bought a new gasket beforehand. I also scraped off the leftover sealant carefully with a utility knife. But what I couldn't avoid was cleaning the oil off the studs. I gave them a good wash and used a toothbrush to scrub the valve cover surfaces clean. So here you have it, a clean, restored valve cover, gaskets prepped for reinstallation, and all the studs washed and dried. Then I started fitting the gasket into the groove on the valve cover. After soaking in gasoline, the gasket had swollen a bit, so I had to carefully shrink it down to get it in place. Once the gaskets were in place, I needed to insert all the studs into the gasket clips. I used a thin, flat screwdriver to carefully guide them in. Next, I degreased the gaskets using rags soaked in gasoline and applied a thin layer of sealant to both. For the spark plug tube gasket, I sealed both sides. Honestly, looking back, I wish I had done the same for the outer gasket as well. Once the valve cover was ready for installation, I carefully positioned it onto the engine head. I took extra care to avoid getting any sealant on the engine surfaces, and I'm happy to say everything went perfectly. The valve cover was installed at an angle, allowing me to closely monitor the entire process of lowering it and ensuring it stuck properly to the engine head. That evening, I just gave the valve cover bolts a light tightening, enough to let the sealant cure, and plan to do the final tightening the next day. The following morning, I finished the job by tightening all the valve cover bolts and studs completely. With all the bolts tightened, I put the ignition coils back in place. I used my trusty 8mm L key to tighten the restored thread, then plugged in all the connectors, the coils, and the coolant sensor, finishing up the overhead harness installation. Then I put the coolant pipe to the firewall back where it belongs and started reinstalling the auxiliary parts onto the valve cover. I mounted the engine to ECU harness back onto the corner stud, tightened it with an 8mm nut, then reinstalled the engine cover retaining bracket and secured that too. Next, I installed the rear bracket that supports the intake manifold. Yes, the same one that was stuck earlier and had to be freed with vice grips. This time, it fit back into place smoothly. Next, I reinstalled the heat shield for the Bank 1 catalytic converter and tightened it down with two 8mm nuts. The last thing I had to secure was the camshaft sensor harness. I placed it back onto the stud, fastened it with an 8mm nut, and tightened it using an L-wrench. After that, I plugged in both the variable camshaft timing oil control solenoid and the camshaft position sensor. Filming the sensor connection wasn't really possible due to the limited space, but I did my best to show how I managed it. With all that done, the last step was simply snapping the clip back in place to keep the coolant and fuel hoses separated, a pure formality.